Before I demonstrate the CC1 cartridge balance, I want to clear up any confusion about balancing component versus assembly balancing. Turbocharger rotating groups are made up of several component parts that are assembled to make up the rotating assembly. Of these components, only the turbine and the compressor wheel are component balanced, the compressor wheel using an arbor to adapt it to the balancing machine. Balancing of these components is critical and must be done prior to assembly. The axial thrust spacers and compressor lock nut are not balanced, and the mechanical fit of these components are subject to machine tolerances limits. When these pieces are mated, a certain amount of stack-up unbalance is introduced into the completed turbo. Now, with that said, I would like to introduce the CC1 cartridge cradle by West Coast Balancing. The cradle mounts into any Heinz or West Coast Balancing machine. Once the cradle is mounted into the machine, the cartridge is simply mounted into the cradle, as you can see here. The belt is looped over the turbine blades and spun with the motor. I will demonstrate. As you can see, the part is spinning in the balancing machine. Once the part is spinning in the balancing machine, we can make balancing corrections on both the nut of the turbine shaft and the nose of the compressor wheel. It is done in the same fashion as an assembly balance would be done in the balancing machine. Setup on the electronics is the same. Balancing using the strobe light is the same. This is a balance assembly, so as you will see, you will get very little reading out of the meter and location out of the spinning part. The same with the second side or the turbine side. Now I will show you how you remove it from the balancing machine. You simply remove the belt, loosen up the toggle clamp, slides out of the way, you remove the cartridge. We use these little clips to hold the heat shield. To remove the cradle from the balancing machine, you simply lift up on the carriers and it pulls right out. Then you can install your ball bearings back in the machine and do your component balancing of the turbine and the compressor wheel.